Welcome to Survival Stories with Steph. As a survivor myself and someone who suffers from chronic illness, I'm looking for fellow survivors and thrivers and the common threads between them. I'm so excited for my guest today. It's the Ty Hines. Woo woo!
Let's go. The Ty Hines. I like it.
This is a very special interview for me because we have known each other for over a decade now, and I have just watched you and your career and your life and consider you a brother and friend. So I am excited for you to share your story today. I know it's going to help a lot of people. So let's talk a little bit about what you do and kind of how you got into this industry.
Well, firstly, thank you.
You're so welcome.
I love that I'm the Ty Hines. I
You
hope that's up in
are.
the graphic
You're
right
baddie.
now. There we go. Well, I, of course, am Ty. I have a media and a production company here in San Diego. We kind of span all over the U.S. and a little bit internationally, but it's been a fun journey working with agents, really helping them build their profile, step outside of their comfort zone, and really brand themselves.
I love it. So when you were starting your career, like to get into TV, because you do have a background in TV, can you tell me a little bit about that for some people that are up and coming in their career, like how that got started for you?
So I was the person who liked to talk too much in class. So I figured naturally I would love to make that a career. Early on, I wanted to do sports. So I kind of focused everything around sports. My dad's 6'6", so I figured I'm going to get my growth spurt and I'm going to compete with Kobe and LeBron.
Yes.
And then that didn't quite work out. So I said, you know what, I'll be a sports reporter. So I went down that route. I did broadcast journalism. I did it overseas. And then ended up working at a bunch of different networks. They had me start creating television shows. I took a leap of faith through my mentor. I quit. And then I repartnered with all the networks, and then the rest was kind of history. So, yeah, I mean, it's been a tough journey, but it's been a fun journey. I look at life as things happen for you, not to you. So it's, you know, with whatever you end up doing in life, you have to give it your all. So that's me today, 4 espresso and a Celsius before noon.
I love it.
And no food, but I love doing it. I think when you're truly living, it's when you're in the grind. Most people want to be at the beach, but it's the journey to the beach that I think is is the enjoyable part. You know what I mean?
We miss that. A lot of times we're just so caught up in what we're doing, we forget to take in the moment and everything like that. So that's great.
Yeah, and I actually I enjoy the suck, the hard.
You do?
A little bit, I feel like that's, I don't know, I think that's when you're challenged is when you have the growth to be better, if it were easy, everybody would do it. So I kind of enjoy a little bit of the grind as well, but I don't know, just going for it.
I love that you go for it. And I love that we always quote people that we think are brilliant back and forth to each other. And you said one the other day, I don't remember who it was that told you something about, I don't have time to be scared.
There we go. Yes. So
good.
Jason Berry, shout out to Jason. He probably doesn't even know this. But I list, even the meeting that I was in before this, we're doing some really cool stuff with the studio just based off that. I had a meeting last week and 2 of our members were like, I love dogs. I was like, well, we're going to get dogs adopted. Let's go to the shelter and change their lives. People, are 4-legged friends without voices. So I don't know. I always listen to people. Yeah. And Jason Berry said, I asked him before we film, a beautiful listing. I think it was $12 million in La Jolla, Maryland's. And I say, are you nervous? And he goes, I don't have time to be nervous. And I'm like, yeah, that's actually true. We don't have time to be nervous. We have to execute.
I use that one. I think it's one of the best lines.
Yeah. And honestly, when you don't think about things and you just go for it, then it happens easier. You know what I mean? We can be in our heads about everything, but
I think that's why you come up with so many amazing things and programs. You're such an entrepreneur, and you really you like to create different businesses and things that work and flow. And so I love watching that process with you, where you're scaling it and growing it and doing a new thing and the hurdles along the way, and then how you end up with this finished thing that's amazing each time.
Well, I just truly believe in what we're doing. I look at it I've never done advertising at all. I mean, we've worked all over, it's a blessing. Obviously, it's really God at the end of the day.
Yeah, amen.
But I even tell, shout out to Kaleidos, who's in the room right now. He's not a salesperson. He's a brand ambassador, because what we do is we elevate other people's brands. maybe we're not for everybody. I don't know why we wouldn't be, because we're literally doing some really cool, fun stuff, making real estate fun, or making marketing fun, or I have an accountant that we work with, making accounting fun. That's our job as producers. But yeah, I mean, it's just out of passion that we don't sleep. I don't know. That's what I chalk it up to.
Too much fun stuff to do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, one of the things I want to touch on, obviously, since it's a podcast about survival, that's incredible all you've done in business. It's also incredible to me being your friend and seeing what you went through health-wise. So I would love it if you could kind of share a little bit with people about what you went through and kind of how it affected you. I think it's a huge thing for them.
Well, shout out to you too, because you've gone through a lot. And like I said, I watch people and how you've bounced back. A lot of people that you don't even know are inspired by your journey. And I mean, for me, like obviously I work in TV. I've done a lot of different shows, but I forget, because I'm just working, I'm living in my passion, that people are actually watching. You know, we've built like a pretty large following just even on YouTube.
Huge.
On accident. So when I got really sick, you know, when you're a good person, you feel like people are constantly taking from you as well.
Yeah.
But you don't know how to turn that off.
Right.
So, you know, I feel, you know, in some ways taken advantage of through life, but it's like I don't know how to stop giving. Yeah. But it was really cool when I actually got really sick, all the messages that came in, and I was like, you know, thousands of people that I didn't know were like direct messaging me, emailing me, like past clients who I hadn't talked to in a long time. And it was like, wow, people actually like care. And I'm not one to like go for sympathy.
Yeah, no, you're
so like
not
if you
at
look
all.
at my
You
Instagram,
hide it. Nobody even knows.
Yeah,
what goes
because
on with you.
One of my former co-producers, I used to have a show on CBS. I was young, and I asked her, you know, because I don't ever want to overwhelm other people. And I said, Lynn, should I call it was, I think, Master Control again? And she said, we got to get shit done. And I said, I like that. So that's my new thing, get shit done.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't look for sympathy. That's why on my Instagram, it's probably just me working out.
Yeah, no one would even know you went through that.
But yeah, everybody reached out. I did put like a video out because I was passionate at the time about other people not going through what I went through, because it was extremely avoidable. Really? Or so I thought. I don't know. Like, I got really sick with COVID is what happened.
Tell them what went down.
So I'll never go camping again is the moral of the story. But anyway, so we were out camping and I started feeling like really odd, and I naturally have like just back issues like all the time. So I was like, man, this is so odd. I have like back pain. Now, this was the second attempt at camping. The first attempt, the damn mat. Can we, like, is that okay?
I'm pretty sure we can.
Brian,
we'll find out if we can't.
So the mattress deflated. And so I woke up at like 3 a.m. on the ground, and, you know, everyone's sleeping. So I was like, I can't blow this air mattress back up. Yeah. So I like slept in my car. I was like, I hate camping. But I gave it a second try.
I can't believe you did.
Yeah. So I go and we're camping for the second time, and the air mattress doesn't deflate, but I wake up with back pain, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what the heck is this? This is like so odd.
Yeah.
So over the next day, it kept getting worse. And I'm like, and this was during COVID, of course, like somewhat not the beginning, but when they kept saying 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks. And I Googled like back pain and COVID, and Ellen DeGeneres popped up.
No
and I'm
way.
like, what? Ellen, how? So she had back pain, and I guess it was like terrible. And I was in a lot of pain. So I went to the doctor's office, and they said you had COVID. And I was thinking, because I work so darn much, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna watch some movies.
Yeah,
like, this
out.
is gonna be awesome. Like, I mean, not awesome, in respect, because a lot of people have had COVID and people have been lost in COVID. But I was like, wow, I'm gonna be able to watch like a movie. Like, I don't, like, that sounds fun. Like, I don't really watch movies. But I kept getting more and more sick. And it was like, in my mind, I had in the beginning, they were saying it would be 7 days. It's kind of like, I've kind of shut the door on all these thoughts, but they'll come back to me. I don't know. I kind of blocked out a lot of this.
It's kind of it is traumatizing when you go through things, and when you're somebody like you, and even like somebody like me, you just want to kind of get through it. And it's almost like too hard to think about what you're going through as you're going through it. You just get through it. And then later you're like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that happened.
I was blown away, you know, because there were so many people that had COVID. There was people that were asymptomatic, like all sorts of things. And I didn't know anybody that had gotten really sick from COVID. So, I mean, long story short, and I know we're on a podcast, so I won't make it too short.
You can, we can still go.
So I go to the hospital. They diagnosed me with COVID. I'm thinking, great, I'm going to have some time off of work. Like, I've never done that. And it just progressively gets worse and worse and worse. I'm a family person, so I had my family was in Cabo at the time.
Shout out to your mama.
Let's go.
I love your mama.
And I was like, but I don't want to tell them I want them to enjoy their vacation. So I get really sick, and I'm like, whoa, this is next level. So I end up going to the hospital. Now I get to the hospital, and they have me like sitting outside, like in a bucket chair.
That's the worst.
And I have the worst back pain. And I was like, so, you know, 1 hour turns into 2, turns into 4, turns into 6, turns into 10 hours. And I'm there, and I'm like, what is going on? Turns into 13 hours. And I go in, and they're like, oh my gosh, we forgot that you were out there. And I'm like, how could you forget? I need to go home. I had the worst fever. My back was like, it was terrible. So they bring me in, and see, I have to like kind of recall all this stuff because I like closed these doors.
It's a long time ago, but yeah, it ended up.
Well, I think as like a coping mechanism, we block out like our traumatic experiences.
Trust me,
this was freaking traumatic.
Yes, and I want to just tell you how brave you are and how proud of you I am that you're sharing this. People would never guess a guy like you goes through things like this. You are the most positive person I've ever met in my life. You bring the best energy every single place you go. And so you doing this is going to help people. So I appreciate it. So it ended up being pretty scary. What was the point that they found the things with your heart, or how did that come about?
So the first hospital trip happened. They ended up diagnosing me with pneumonia, actually.
It's insane.
And so I had COVID and pneumonia. And they said it was COVID pneumonia. So they were like, there's nothing we can give you. So they sent me home, and if you don't treat pneumonia, it gets worse.
Really?
Or, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but it got worse.
Yeah.
So there we have it. So anyway, so it got really bad. And mind you, I was not eating, I was not sleeping, I had horrific back pain, and I now had the worst fevers. Like, a fever is...
it's crazy.
A fever is unbelievable what it can do to you.
Yeah, your body.
So I call my doctor, and I'm like, hey, like because I was effed up.
Yeah, I bet.
And I called my doctor, because the hospital, they didn't give me anything, and my doctor said, you have pneumonia. I need to give you this antibiotic and this now. You need to have someone pick it up immediately. However, it was so late in the game, the pneumonia had spread throughout my lungs and everything.
Oh.
I ended up going back to the hospital again, reluctantly, because I had already been outside the first time for like 13 hours. And if you
miserable. I had to do it too.
Terrible.
It's horrible.
Terrible.
It's absolutely horrible.
So I go back, even though I'm like, there's nothing they can do for me, but I have to believe there's some secret something there. So I go back a second time. The second time they end up like giving me, I think, an IV. I waited forever. Then they sent me home. And then I ended up, oh my gosh, there's so much to this.
It's good though.
So I got super sick, like really sick. I wasn't sleeping. I could not eat anything. I had like every symptom. It was horrific. I couldn't keep food down. I couldn't even get in the shower. I was like dropping weight like crazy.
Yeah, I remember.
And I'm like, wow, there's so much to this. So I found out there was something called the monoclonal antibodies or something.
Okay.
But you're supposed to do it within the first 4 days that you're diagnosed. I'm now on like day 10 or something like that.
It.
But I'm like, I need whatever I can take. Like, I'm freaking dying right now. And turned out I was dying. So I go to this clinic, and they won't give me the antibodies. And I was so excited to go, and I haven't been outside, I haven't been around people. And I was so excited to get these antibodies because I was like, this is what I need. Mm-hmm. And I go in and the lady won't give it to me because she takes my temperature, I'm sweating, and she's like, if I do this, you could die right here. And I was like, you don't understand. I need you to put this IV in and give me. And she said, I'm going to send you to the hospital. And I was like, no, I'm not going back. I've already been. Like, they can't do anything. Mm-hmm. And she said, I'm going to call ahead. She actually like owns some sort of hospital, because they like parachuted nurses into all the. Insane. So this was like a makeshift place in Escondido. So I was like, I can't do it. I'm not going back to the hospital. I need you to give me this IV.
Infusion, yeah.
And she's like, I promise I'll call ahead and they're going to rush you into the back. And I was like, no, it's not going to work. Anyway, I go back to the hospital. I'm sitting there in this wing with like a lot of sick people. I haven't eaten in like almost like, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks now. And I was messed up. So I'm sitting there. Anyway, she calls. It takes longer than expected. They give me an IV. This is actually when I got the IV. Mm-hmm. Then I went back and she said, I have to wait 24 hours. I was like, come on, no way.
What?
So then and mind you, when you're this sick, like 1 minute feels like
it's
a
awful.
year.
Eternity.
And I'm up like for me, when the sun went down, that's when things got really shitty for me
normal.
because I was A, isolated, B, it's dark out, C, like it was just, you're alone.
Yeah.
I was like crawling through my place. Like it was horrific.
It's insane.
So I'm like, darn, I have to wait till tomorrow. But I'm going to hang on to the hope that tomorrow I'm going to go in, I'm going to get this monoclonal antibody.
It's going to be the thing.
Yes.
Work. Yeah.
So I go in the next day. She gives it to me. I was taking Tylenol, like candy, because it lowers your
it helps with the fever.
Yeah. So I'm like, I got to get this fever down. Like, come on. And I get the monoclonal antibody. So I'm like, all right, cool.
This will work.
This will work. Mind you, I'm still like messed up. Mm-hmm. I get worse.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, no way is this true.
That's crazy.
So I'm getting worse, but I'm like, all right, just hold on to hope, hold on to hope. There's nothing anybody can do. Like, this is an unknown disease. No one has any cure for this. Whatever happens is going to happen at this point. So I'm getting up to like day 15. My brother has a baby shower. He is his first son. And I was like, I got to make it to the baby shower. I'm
you're such
godfather now.
Yeah, yes.
Let's go.
Shout out to that.
So I'm starting to get better now. And I'm like, I'm going to make the baby shower.
Yeah.
I'm kind of skipping some steps here.
That's okay.
But as the days went on, I'm like, wow, I'm starting to get better. I'm going to make the baby shower. Like, I was able to now take a shower. I looked in the mirror. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I could grow a beard. I was like, this is sick. Like, here we go. I've lost like a ton of weight. I'm like,
I'm ready to live my best life now.
Go.
That was tough, but it's over.
Yes, and I hadn't honestly like even really looked in a mirror. So it was almost like Castaway.
Yes.
So I go and I take a shower. My girlfriend leaves to go help set up the baby shower.
She's awesome.
Shout out to her. Yeah, she's amazing. I am getting out of the shower and all of a sudden I can't breathe.
Good Lord.
And I was like, I was starting to panic, but I was telling myself like, like your coach would say like,
you're going to be all right.
Yeah. So I was like, I can't breathe right now. Mm-hmm. And mind you, I'm still sick. Like, I'm not out of the woods. Like, I'm still really sick. And I go and I sit down on the couch and I'm just like, and I'm like trying to breathe. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm calling people and no one's answering. Because I'm like, I'm not going to call a paramedic, but I actually was like to the point.
Right.
But I'm like, I don't want to be dramatic. But that's just how my mind is still thinking.
And it's also, you get into the point where you're like, it's such a pain when I get to the hospital. And like, sometimes they don't help me, like you said. And you just go like, I want to avoid that.
Yeah.
So I totally understand that.
So I'm starting to panic because I really can't breathe. I put the oxygen meter on and it was like, it was like 58 or something.
Oh my gosh.
You're supposed to be at like a 98.
Yeah, that's really bad.
And I was like, really couldn't breathe. My girlfriend drove back and she ended up driving me to the hospital. Mm-hmm. I couldn't walk. Because I had been to the hospital 3 previous times, and mind you, I hadn't been eating at all. She stopped, of course, of all places, at like somewhere quick, which was Starbucks.
Yeah, oh, I love Starbucks. Yeah.
And I was like, just grab like a bagel or something because I'm gonna be at the hospital for like 13 hours. And she went in, and I was sitting in the car, and I like reclined the seat, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't breathe. And there was this guy walking by the window, and I was like gonna roll the window down and be like, dude, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
I can't breathe.
Cry.
Like if you can't take a breath, that's freaking
so scary. It makes me so sad for you.
So we get to the hospital, and there's no way I can walk. So they bring a wheelchair out, and I get in the wheelchair. They're pushing me in. They do the oxygen meter, and this is when I knew, like, for the first time, I was like, oh shit, like this is bad now. Like I've been going through it tough, but
kind of denial that it's that serious.
Yeah, like okay, 2 more days, 3, you know, and I just kept telling myself, okay, in 3 days, you can do 3 days. Like, can I do 3 days sick like this? I can make 3 days. And then 3 days goes by, and you're like, okay, 3 more days. I can do 3 more days. Like, it's only going to be 3. Like, if you have the common cold, it's like 3-5 days, you could be really sick. So I kept telling myself, you know, it's going to start getting better. But days started turning into weeks. So anyway, they pull me up in the wheelchair. They take and they rush me immediately back. And I was like, wow, now I'm really, this is like for real now. And the ER doctors start running down, and they start laying me out on these tables. And I was like, wow. I was like, I got to call someone. Nobody even, like, I haven't really even told people that I'm this sick. And they were asking me who my power of attorney is, all this stuff. And I was like, wow. Like, I actually might, like, die now.
That's so scary, I know.
They did, like, an emergency blood transfusion. They took my wrist, and they put needles through my veins into my hand.
Insane.
It was the most painful thing I've ever been through. And they're like, you know, there's a whole team of doctors. I don't even know what they were doing.
You don't, like, it's a blur, kind of.
Yeah, and they did one hand, and then they're like, we need to do the other. And I was like, no, you can. I don't know if you could imagine someone doing that.
I can. Sounds awful.
So then they're like, we need to rush him to the ICU. And I was like, the ICU? Because, you know, we've all watched the news, and I'm going to, like, I can't go to the ICU. Like, no, I'm not going to the ICU. I'm not going to be on a ventilator and all that stuff. I can't, I don't know, like, I've heard the stories. Anyway, I get rushed to the whatever floor, and, like, this is still, like, no contact zone. Like, so people are in hazmat suits. And I'm in this room, mind you, it's now been like 30 days, and I've been isolated, like by myself, just dropping weight, growing facial hair.
Crazy.
No, I'm kidding.
I love that.
We got to laugh about this a little bit.
It's so good.
So I'm in the room now, and it was like I got to the point where I was so sick, and I'm not like, I don't have quit in me, but I had finally like kind of been broken. And I was like, I kind of said to God, I said, look, if this is my time, then just like make it like quick.
Yeah.
It's I don't want to get emotional about it, but I was like at the point where I was like, all right, well, it is what it is now. And I remember I had these like dreams, and I was in the hospital. Mind you, like sleeping in a hospital, I feel is like not an awesome place to be.
It's not. It's awful.
And I don't know, like I don't watch horror movies, but I can like, I feel like when no one's in the hallways and stuff, I don't know. I'm like, it's like a creepy-ish place. And I would have these dreams, and there was like a Suburban pulling up, and I would like wake up, and I'm like, I can't go to sleep, you know? And I had formed blood clots in my lungs, which is why I couldn't breathe. So now I had the pneumonia, I had blood clots, I had COVID, I had fever, I had every symptom. So they started coming in, and every night they would come and they would give me injections in my stomach. Yeah. And it felt like they were like shooting acid into my, I've never tried acid.
Or shooting it in your body.
But as far as like the pain is what it felt like. And they would give you these shots, and it was like my whole stomach would not whole stomach, but I would bruise. Like it was so painful.
It's brutal.
I would actually call my mom when they would come in, and I'd be like, just so she would be on the phone.
You always
when
want your
I was
mom
taking
when you're
these
really
shots.
sick. Do you do that too? When I would get really, really bad, I'm like, I just want my mom. But
Yeah.
there's just something about that. It's like you almost go back to being a little kid. I totally understand. Your mind goes to places it would never go when you're that sick.
Yeah.
And you're battling through that. So you called Mama up?
And she would be on the phone with me at whatever time, 2, 3 in the morning, and they would come in and they would, get their suits on, and then they'd come in and they'd do these injections. And it was like they couldn't come to no one could come to the hospital.
That's the
no
thing
one
too.
could
You're
come.
so isolated.
They couldn't, if they came, they'd be at the front desk. So it was like no use. So I was just literally there doing my own thing. I couldn't get out of bed. I was hooked up to every machine. If I had to use the restroom, I had to really definitely have to go, because you'd have to push a button. Then they'd have to come.
It's like
they'd
process.
have to get a whole suit on.
Yeah.
Then they'd have to help you. It was terrible. But I will say, when I went into the room, because I went to 2 different hospitals, UCSD and Palomar. I ended up at Palomar at this point. I had been it was like I was isolated in my room, essentially. I couldn't cook food. I couldn't do anything.
Can't even go to the bathroom.
But when I went into Palomar Hospital and I saw the window and I saw the Palomar Mountain,
you're like, this is amazing.
I was like, whoa,
You're at the Four
that's
Seasons.
nice. I was like, that is really nice. Look at that mountain right there. Because I was like, it was. I've never been to prison, but I could imagine I felt like I was in a jail.
And you're sick.
And then
hurt.
I saw this beautiful window, and I was like, look at that mountain right there.
Beautiful.
And it was so beautiful. And I was going to City Church at the time.
Yeah.
Maddie, if you'll remember
I love
Maddie, she was she was on our team. I called her because she led worship at City Church, which is now Carmel Church. And one of the pastors, Pastor Toby, he prayed and he said, God has told me that this is not your time.
Holy cow.
And
that's crazy. Somebody came up to you and said that out of nowhere?
Yes. And he said, the room is filled with angels right now. And I just, that gave me so much hope.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to die. I'm not, this is okay. So that has been spoken. So now, that put me back on the horse of all right, everything's going to be fine. We just have to get through this little storm.
Yeah.
And I'm actually very appreciative that I went through it, because what could be harder than that? I don't know.
Yeah. That's the truth of it. When you're pushed past the point of anything that's ever in your concept, and you make it through those things, it builds up a strength inside of you that you never would have gotten before.
Yeah.
We only grow in that way when we're super, pressed.
Yeah, you have to be challenged. And I literally, I did a video finally, and I put that out, and that's when all these floods of I was like, wow, because again, I'm not, we're all our own person, but I do at times feel taken advantage of, because I give a lot.
Yeah, you do.
So I put that video out, and I was like, wow, people actually freaking care.
They really do care about you.
And that re-motivated me in work. Yeah. Because, I work. I'm not afraid to, work. I said before we started, there's no such thing as Superman. You are your own Superman. You have to make shit happen.
Nobody's going to rescue you. Yeah.
No one's going to fly in and say, here's your vacation. Yeah. Unless you were born into that type of family, which
didn't happen to us.
Yeah, which is amazing, because we get to earn what we get to hunt what we eat, if that makes sense.
And you can be so proud of it once you've achieved it. It's
just
so you put that work in.
And my birthday was coming up, and I was in the hospital, and I was I asked the doctor, because they were monitoring my oxygen levels, because I was on oxygen in the hospital because I couldn't breathe.
Pneumonia. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was literally I couldn't take a full breath.
Scary.
That was my breathing. It was crazy. It was nuts. Imagine not being able to breathe. That's when
I definitely went through that as well. So I when you're telling me things, probably from what I've been through, I kind of go like this too, because I remember things that happened with me too, and I'm like, I remember what that feels like, and my God, it turns your world upside down. You're so scared. You don't know what to do. Everything feels your body is basically betraying you.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't feel comfortable in my own skin right now.
You're right, because I've always felt like I could control.
And you can't, yes.
I can wake up earlier.
Eat right.
drink more caffeine. I can learn whatever needs to be learned. I can deal with anything. But this was the first time where I was like, well, I can't do, like, I have to just sit and go through this.
In the suffering.
Right.
Yeah.
So I asked the doctor, and I was like, do you think I'm going to be able to get out of here on my birthday? And I'm not someone, again, I'm not like, it's my birthday.
Not like your birthday is the biggest deal, but it was like a moment that you were like, okay.
And I got to, with my oxygen tank, will myself out well, they willed me out of the hospital on my birthday. And it was like the coolest,
that's a big moment.
The coolest thing to be able to have ended that chapter on my birthday. Now, it obviously wasn't over, but that, you know,
that
to be able to get
it.
out, you know, because even like when they weren't going to let me leave.
Unreal.
You know, and for good reason. And they were like, we'll see if we can clear you. And then I got cleared and I left, and I was like, wow. And then, you know, I went with my mom to, what's the breakfast place?
Where?
There, it's, darn it.
Couple more clues.
It's not Denny's. Shout out to Denny's. But it's like a...
Swami's?
Yeah, it might have been Swami's. It's something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And I was in there with my... And I mean, come on. Like, look at me. I look pretty good, right?
You
No,
always
I'm kidding.
look good.
I was, like, nervous because I was like, I don't want to be, like, people to see me with an oxygen tank.
I'm so glad
you know, I
said
have an
that.
oxygen tank. Like, I'm going to be willing in there with an oxygen tank, but, you know, I did it.
I think that is like a huge part of it. I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because I don't think many men would talk about the like insecurity that comes along with like going through a health issue, where it's like, you know, just showing up to places and not being your full self. It feels really off, and it's really hard, especially in a job like you have where you have to be on all the time, and it's showtime wherever you go.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to kind of navigate that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like, and you do the same, like this is why you've been so successful. There is, it's showtime. Like, it's time to show up. You know, I will never give half of, you know, effort.
What you have, yeah.
And shout out to my team, because they are amazing.
It's the best.
And they don't give half. None, you know, that's what we do. We show up and we execute. So, yeah, to have like a chink in the armor, you know, is like, I don't need this oxygen.
Well, and so how long ago was this again? So after, like, this is obviously a process. So it was during COVID.
Yeah, so this was in 2021.
Yeah, and then you were still going through it. You got out in your birthday.
I was still going through it, but I honestly, like, I am addicted to, I have a fear, I was saying this before, I have a fear because one day we're not going to be this same person.
Yeah, we're not. None of us are going to be here.
Yes. Well, before that day comes, there's going to come a time when when our body won't respond.
Exactly.
So I have a fear of not juicing the orange, all of the juice. I don't want a little. I want all of it, because I want to like live. I don't want to survive. I want to thrive, and that is going to happen through what the effort and the energy we put into life. Mm-hmm. So, like, even out of the hospital, I was like, damn, I lost 30 pounds. I got a beard now. Let's go. This is awesome. And I went to 5 a.m. spin class, like 3 weeks later, 2 or 3 weeks later.
You couldn't have picked like a 10 a.m. one?
Well, no, because I'm like, we're back to work.
Right.
And the lady, shout out to Kelly.
Shout out Kelly.
Because I don't even recognize that I'm a little bit crazy, I think.
Well, yeah,
and Kelly goes, look, everybody, we have someone in here who just got out of the hospital. It was like, I don't know, a week or two ago, who was literally almost dying, like almost not here. And if he can show up, we need to make this the best. And I heard that, and I'm like thinking as a third party perspective of like, that is interesting. And why am I in spin class right now? That's like a little aggressive.
Right.
But I just wanted to get back to like, you know, executing. Like make sure like we squeeze all the juice out of the orange.
Well, and think about it, like part of, I mean, I guess like your faith and your ministry and whatnot, are people seeing you suffer and you still show up and you're still the one encouraging others. Like, I think sometimes when we are this sick or chronically sick, you can get in your head about how you feel. And the way to get out of that is to think about other people. Like, as long as there's meaning to my suffering, I'm good. Like, if I'm helping somebody, if there's a way to, just be there for anyone else, I'm okay. But when it just feels like, man, it's just all hitting and nothing good is coming of this, it's really, really tough.
Well, I kind of adopted the, like, things happen to you, not for you.
Yeah.
And I look at it like, like, whatever challenge it is, you better be glad that, like, that happened, because God has actually put that in your way so that you didn't hit this block.
Right.
So
Protection.
Unfortunately, you had to hit this, but it's so that you didn't hit this. So, like, all the things that happen, I'm like, okay, well, thank you. Because you have to, I mean, what are you going to do, cry? So you just have to smile and say, thank you for this, because it protected me from something else, and I didn't want that something else. So we'll deal with this, and at the end of the day, and, like, shout out to Colitis, because we've already made it this far. We've never, like, we all take losses, but we have basically computers in our pocket. We got a car to drive. We have everything that we need. All the other stuff is extra stuff. So we're never going to lose. Like, how can we actually lose? If you're showing up, you're never going to lose. So and if you show up every day, then you have to somehow win.
It moves the needle forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I had to tell myself when I was so sick. I was like, did I just move the needle forward today? Just as long as I move that needle forward, and I'm planting seeds, and there'll be a harvest down the line. But you have to just, like you said, just keep going. Take the small wins, take the big wins. So, I would love for you to share a couple tips of things that have helped you get to this place. Because you're in a much healthier place now. I've watched you. You're, even starting new programs within your company that are a huge benefit. All these agents are signing up like crazy. I'm like watching you left, right, and center, and I think it's amazing. So, maybe share a couple of things that got you to that place, and then a little bit about what you're doing with agents now.
What I do is, there's a lot. I think maybe I'm a little crazy, but I actually truly believe in everything that we're doing. Like, that's where the foundation is. Like, I really believe it. Yeah. So one thing I do is I kind of coin each year. And we're all human. And it's not like, I do believe in New Year's resolutions. And people are like, I don't believe in a New Year's resolution. Well, I'm like, yeah, but it's an opportunity to start something you would have otherwise not done. Why would you not participate? Like,
totally.
It's not a bad thing. Are you just going against the grain for no reason?
Yeah.
That's silly. There's something you can do in your life. Just start doing it on January 1st. Why not?
Right.
But anyway, so I coin each year. And for me, like, we've obviously had, like, a lot of growth, and we have a fantastic team. So there's a few ways you can go. Like, and the problem was...
What did you coin this year, though? What was
I coined this year the year of embracing technology.
Yes, and that's why your systems are
And it was all about
right
creating systems and processes. I love what we do, and one of my early mentors said, Ty, there's going to come a time when you're tired. And I was like, I'll never be tired. And now I get sometimes, that's why I drink espresso. But I started to get tired, and I realized, firstly, I started building everything around Ty Hines.
Yeah.
When you have a fantastic team, you just need to, like, let your team do their thing. Like, don't be overwhelming.
It's not scalable when it's just you.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Over long term.
So I said, what if we embrace technology and it makes us 10% better? Would you take that? I mean, that's a decent, like, companies fight for, like, 5%.
Totally.
So if we can get 10%, I think we could probably get 10% better. But then you have to invest in technology.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn, do we really want to spend money to do that? Or we could do this and create more videos or that. But I told myself, if we are going to embrace technology, then guess what? At the end of the year, turn off all the technology and go back to the old way. So anyway, I was a madman, Nevin, right? I was a madman in February, putting together, like, these CRMs and whatnot. And now there's zero chance we could work without the system that we have in place.
I love that. Zero
chance. It's 0% chance. -% chance. And the beauty of it is now we have so many more people that we're able to help.
Yeah.
And we're truly helping people. There's an agent in one of the programs we're in. She just made $100,000 and she's paying us $99 a month. How crazy. So we're, and she's helping her family and doing all the things that she needs to do. We're happy because we're doing her property photos and videos and whatnot, and she's a super cool person. And this is like for a lot of people. Yeah. So we're able to do more just by embracing technology. We've always had great customer service, but I'm already into 2026. My thing is the year of customer service.
I love that.
We have great customer service, but what can we do to take it to the next level? Mm-hmm. So now it's like, we have a success advisor on our team.
Yeah.
So that person just does orientations and explains the process and the systems, because when agents work with us, we can do everything from their photos to their videos to putting them on TV. We're landing a helicopter at a home in Valley Center in 2 weeks. We're doing a helicopter shoot to a home in Fallbrook and Encinitas coming up. Like, we do a lot of different, we have the TV studio, we have all these different things going on. But we're also gonna bring on the success advisor to help organize and make sure that everybody's just happy. Is that necessary? I don't know. But if we're going to call it the year of customer service, then let's try it. What the hell do we have to lose? We'll just stop. Let's stop customer service then in 2027. That's what I was
going to say. People are so used to getting so much from you. If you grew a bunch of business and the customer service dropped, you just lose people because they're so used to what you provide. So I think that's really smart of you. You don't want to get a client in and then lose a client. That's
you asked me, like, what are things that you've done to get, like, I have realized that you cannot be, like, no one's going to do things the way Stephanie does them, because Stephanie, you've been like a titan in the industry. You've been doing this. You know your people, and you know who you want to meet, and no one's going to do it the exact same way as you. But the minute you stop trying to have people do it the way you do it, then you can actually gain more success.
Yeah.
For me, I've never picked up a photo camera. I mean, I've picked one up, but I don't take photos. Yeah. And Nevin, who's here, is, I feel, the best real estate photographer in San Diego.
He's great.
Shout out to Tyler. He's amazing as well. And Archer.
Well, your guys
and
are
Chris.
So sweet.
Everybody's amazing.
Yes.
But I purposely also do not learn, like, I don't want to know the ins and the outs. Like, Nevin is so amazing. And the minute I start to acquire those skills, it's giving me the ability to be controlling or to be overwhelming in that process. But you have to bring your team and let them do what they do.
It's great.
So it's like Delegate. That's a superpower of saying, I'm not going to learn this, because then there's a friend that we have, and she would say, fire yourself from these things.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I've really worked hard on, is to fire myself from things that I shouldn't be doing, so that we can go to new places, and that elevates everybody.
And I love you because you always are willing to learn. Like you do things and you learn, you take it all in and you adopt it, and then you use it in your life. And so I think, and also I just want to thank you as a friend. Just, you're such an encouragement to me over the years. Like, you're the only reason I'm even like able to do this today. Like, you have just you taught me everything about even getting in front of a camera, and the fact that, I mean, you were getting 65,000 views on YouTube at that time, and the fact that you took that time to pour into me, and also through my health journey. I mean, mine's been 4 years long, and you haven't wavered in your support of me and your friendship with me, and I just want to absolutely thank you for that. And this is a very special podcast to me to have you on, and I know it was hard for you to open up about those things, but I truly, truly think you're going to help so many people. And I think every real estate agent in town should be using you for any of their photos and video. And come to the content days. It's going to be so, so much fun. So I want to thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, no, this has been fun, and congrats to your continued success, and earned. I always say earned, because it is not easy.
No.
But when you're good at what you do, there's a perception that it's easy.
Oh, wow, I never thought of that.
That's, even if for a lot of real estate agents will appreciate this.
This is not easy. I just want to be clear.
But for our really good agents out there, there's people that, there's over 30,000 real estate licenses in San Diego.
Yeah.
But a majority of real estate is sold by, those, I don't want to put a number to it, maybe 500, 1,000, like a majority of the
tier,
homes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's all these licenses because people gravitate towards what they feel is easy.
Wow.
But it's to do what you do for as long as you've done it. Like for even us, there's shows that have come and gone over and over and over and over. So it's earned success that you've had, and congrats to you. And I have to also thank you, because when I got out of the hospital, I think it was maybe the second time, you and your husband were amazing, and you sent me, I'm gonna remember it. It was like what? It was like the breadsticks and the salad.
Yeah,
and
we
the
Olive Garden. He used to work at Olive Garden, so we just sent food.
It was amazing. But those are thoughtful things
Aww.
that most people don't do. So even though you may not, so I'll tell you, I watch what other people do, and now like there's been agents that have been sick, and I'm busy, but I've driven all the way to their home to drop them off Lourdes soup or whatever that is, because I remember it. Because I would have done the Uber Eats thing, but Lourdes doesn't deliver. To this particular
like, why
person.
do you Uber Eats
This one's just dropping into my mind. But because this person was sick, we know her. I won't say her name right now, but I was like, she needs this right now, and I'm gonna do what I got to do to get it out there. But anyway, you've shown me how to also be an even better person in a lot of ways, more than just that. So
I can't wait to see what we do this year together. I mean, of all the years I think that we've worked together, I think that this is going to be like the most special one, you know?
I'm excited. I feel like right now with what we're doing with thebroadcastlounge.com.
he does such amazing stuff.
It's
seriously.
such a game changer. It's and I'll just plug this for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's 50 spots. It's already halfway full. We've done 0 advertising. Shout out to Colitis, because he's probably going to be reaching out to some of you. But it's $99 a month, and you're shooting $1,000+ content every time you show up. We script everything, we schedule everything, we use teleprompter, so you don't even have to think. If you can read, you can be in the program. And it's literally $99 a month, and you're elevating your brand. And that's why we don't do sales. We partner with people, not in essence of we're taking a part of your commission or anything. It's $99. There's an annual fee and then the monthly fee. And the monthly fee is $99. It's a no-brainer.
It is a no-brainer. For video content and to work with someone like you, it's just, I think, a great program. And I think it's great that you shouted it out. It's a huge benefit to everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so fun. We gotta go have lunch sometime.
I'm ready. I haven't eaten today.
Let's go. All right. Well, thank you, my friend. And I want to do a special thank you to TPS. They are the ones that sponsor this podcast. I would not be able to do this without them. I am not a realtor, but I am an escrow at Oakwood Escrow, and I see their transactions that they're on the other side of a lot of our transactions. They're fantastic, and they have a great deal right now, $89. You can give them a try. I don't know why you wouldn't. And Ashley's super friendly. So have a great day, guys. We're so glad that you could join, and we'll see you next time.